We're going to shock the world. It's a phrase that has been used for the last thousands of years, but recently it feels like it may have lost its pizzazz, its oomph, its impact, as it once did when somebody said it, because we all say it all the time. That reminds me of the word GOAT. It doesn't have the same impact as it once did. But when you hear a player from a team that you cheer for, that you love, say, hey, we're going to shock the world. We're going to get it done. You turn up an ear a little bit. You listen because it excites you, because somebody on your team that you cheer for believes that they're better than everybody else is saying. And when they say it with conviction and with energy, with so much love and passion that they believe it, then you start to believe it a little bit. Quarterback Jason Marshall, in an interview with JD Pickle from On3, said recently, we're going to shock the world.
Be about to shock the world. Right?
Now, since this video has been dropped, you've got two sides of the ball here. You've got the trolls that are absolutely eating this up, saying, yeah, you're going to shock the world when you win 7 games. And then the Florida fan base. We're all excited because, look, right now, I'm describing this as the honeymoon stage. Well, Sheldon, the honeymoon stage happens after the marriage. Well, in football, you get your honeymoon stage once a year, and that's a month before college football starts, because it's at the time where you forget about what happened last year, and you're at a point where you're excited for what's to come, and anything can happen. So Florida fans were fired up, were jazzed up, and with SEC Media Week at its close, it was the closest thing we've had to football in a very long time. When you've got somebody on your team that is leading the defense say, we're going to shock the world, we're all going to be bought in. Now, on top of Marshall's optimism, the rest of the players, on top of Ricky and Kingsley, all had the same type of awesome, optimistic attitude going into this next season. But somebody else who had a little bit of an extra swagger in his step this SEC Media Week was Coach Billy Napier. Now, I've always claimed for him to have cool as a cucumber when it would come to press conference and the way that he carried himself, but he seemed to be almost trying to hold back his hand. He has a royal flush that he's holding on to, but he doesn't want anybody to know about it, but he's trying to say, hey, we're going to be okay. Just trust me.
And I think we have a lot of players that are very capable of making an impact at this level. I don't think people quite know what I know yet. So
for the talk for SEC Media Week and who's going to be the top dog going into the SEC, of course, is going to be the likes of Georgia, LSU, Bama. That's where the targets are. That's where everybody's eyes are at. Nobody's even looking at Florida. When Florida came up, when all the analysts were talking about Florida, it kind of was disrespectful because I felt like we were in the same category as Mizzou, as Vanderbilt, as Mississippi State. That's where we have found ourselves. Don't hate the messenger, guys, okay? That's how they were displaying Florida Gator football. And I know the players feel that way. Coach Billy feels that way. The fans feel that way. Chip has been embedded onto the shoulders of not only the fans, but the players. The players in multiple interviews with us, interviews with JD on On3. So, yeah, we got a chip on our shoulder. We hear what's going on. We know what's going on. And, of course, they do. And I'm glad they do. This is exciting. There's no better place to be with your back against the wall. When your back is against the wall, what do? You take the wall down and you keep moving. Now, before we get into the revamped defense with Austin Armstrong and the offensive coordinator who's going to be making the calls, make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn the bell on. We go live every Wednesday at 8:35 for our college football show, so make sure you guys stop by, hang out with us. We'd love to have you there. But before we get into that, big news dropped today as Princely the Edge earned the #1 for his jersey, which is incredible because we haven't had a #1 since Britton Cox had it last year. But as we all remember, he was dismissed, as was the number. The number never made it back onto the football field on the defensive side of things because Ricky Pearsall has it for the offense. So I'm glad to see that it is coming back, and I don't think anybody else deserves it more than Princely himself. We had him on the show. If you haven't seen that interview, go check that out. It's a great interview, great personality. He himself is extremely excited about this team and the defense that is coming along with this team this year compared to what was last year. Austin Armstrong has been nothing but hype since he has been here. The excitement these guys have to be being coached by Austin Armstrong shows through and through with each interview that you hear from these guys. The excitement, the blitz package that they're bringing. Even Napier had a laugh about it during his interview, saying, yes, I'm sure the guys calling the plays during the spring game weren't too happy with what Austin's doing, but we're going to let him do what he's going to do. So I'm excited to see what is going to happen on the defensive side of the ball. We know how bad that was last year to watch, being ranked at the highest we were ranked on defense in any category was 85th. We just need a couple of jumps, Austin. We're not asking for too much. And happy birthday to Austin Armstrong as he is 30 today. But moving on to Billy Napier and offensive play calling, that was something that he also was asked about because there was a lot of question marks last year on him making the calls. He said it without saying it. He will continue to make the calls, and it's for me, in my perspective, I'm okay with this. Last year, he had a lot on his plate. He even talked about this year of having his to-do list checked down a little bit. Not as much to worry about, not as many things as to get organized as he was last year. So I think he's going to come in with a clearer head, a clear mindset, with a new foundation, a new bought-in team, a team that he stated time and time again during this SEC Media Week that he is excited for. He's excited to coach this team. He's excited to be a part of this team, and I'm excited to watch this team. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, turn the bell on. Hope to see you guys on our Wednesday shows and our Sunday shows, which are NFL. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.